Welcome to Pilates for Runners. This is a 10-minute total session and it's going to be focusing on glute and hip stretching. We're going to start down on the mat, so when you're ready, coming onto your back, we're going to take the arms out wide into our crucifix position, and then we're going to take the feet out wide too, so taking them probably as wide as your mat, maybe a little bit wider if your hips allow, and then gently rolling the knees down to one side and then down to the other. So nice and gentle to start, keeping your shoulders and shoulder blades connected to the floor. So the rotation is coming through the mid-back and through the hips. And then just using this movement to settle your breathing. So nice big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Remembering that your breath is really going to help you to relax through the body, to stop the body from tensing up and gripping the muscles instead of stretching and relaxing them like we want to. When you've settled the breathing, start to push the trailing knee down towards the floor. So as it drops down, pushing that knee down towards the mat so we start to open out on that trailing hip. Coming back over, doing the same the other way. Don't worry if your knee doesn't reach the floor, just getting as close as you can without the shoulders lifting. Keeping the breath flowing as you do it. Good, a couple more to each side. Good, last times, going one way and then the other. Good, coming back, walking the feet back into hip distance and then placing the right ankle on the left thigh and then just doing some hip rolls there, so going down one way and then the other, still keeping the shoulder blades connected to the floor. If that helps to look towards your opposite hand as you take the knees down, look in the opposite direction just to help keep the shoulders down. Again, flowing with the breath. Keeping the movement slow and steady. And if you can, moving that left foot a little bit closer to the bottom, taking both legs down to the left and just pausing there. If that's too strong, just take the left foot away from the bottom again to release off a little bit. Nice big breaths, looking at your right hand. Knees closest to the left knee is as close to the floor as you can get. The right knee is up in the air. Nice big breaths. And then pulling gently back to centre, taking both knees down to the right, looking towards the left. Same thing, if you need to ease off the stretch, move your left foot away from your bottom. If you want to deepen it, move the left foot closer to your bottom. So now your right knee is on the floor, right foot is in the air. Nice big breaths. Gently pulling back to centre, reaching through between your legs to grab hold of that left leg, and we're going to pull it in towards us. As you pull it in, use your right elbow to push the right knee away. So we're creating that stretch into the right glutes and piriformis. Again, if you want to deepen that, just start to lengthen the left leg out towards the ceiling. Nice big breaths. Last few breaths holding this side. Releasing that foot to the bottom, releasing the leg Putting that foot flat on the floor and then putting left ankle, right thigh, arms back out to a crucifix, and then gently hip rolling again. So remember, nice and slow with the movement, keeping the shoulder blades connected to the floor and looking the opposite direction to the way the knees go to help keep your shoulders on the mat. And then when you're ready, come to centre. See if you can move that right foot close to your bottom. And then we take both legs down to the right, looking towards the left. So your left knee is up and this towards the ceiling, left foot is on the floor as well as the right knee. Nice big breaths here. Keep the breath flowing full and wide into the rib cage, nice and slow out through the mouth. Slowly pulling back to centre and then dropping the knees down to the left, looking towards the right hand. So now your left knee is on the floor, left foot is in the air. Again, nice big breaths. Slowly pull back to centre, reaching through, grabbing hold of the right leg, pulling it in towards you, using the left elbow to push the left knee away as you do. So we're stretching to the left glutes, piriformis, all around the back of the hip on that left side. Nice big breaths. If you want to deepen it, just taking that right leg up towards the ceiling. Keeping the breath flowing. Then bending that right leg back in, releasing the legs to the floor, uncrossing them, and then just rolling round onto your side so that we can push up and around onto all fours. From there we're just going to do the insides of the hips, so we're going to open the knees out as wide as they can, and then toes stay together and just taking the weight back towards your heels. Getting as low as you can with your knees as wide as you can. Supporting yourself on your elbows to start. And then just starting to try and lift the tailbone up behind you. And as you do, you'll just feel that inner thigh groin stretch increase. Keep the tailbone lifting up, but the bottom low to the floor. And then if you want to, obviously you can drop the chest, rest the head on the hands in front of you. If you need to though, you can stay on the elbows if that's too strong, taking the chest down. Wherever you are, just gently lift the tailbone up, pushing the bottom down as you do. So tailbone up, but bottom down. Good, and then we're going to use the breath. So big breaths in through the nose. As you exhale, try and relax in your hips. So trying not to grip, trying not to hang on. Big breath in, relax as you exhale. So consciously telling the body, relax, release. We're just stretching, we're not going to overdo it. Good, big breath in and exhale, release. Good, big breaths in through the nose out through the mouth, just holding that stretch. Really important for runners that we stretch out the inner thighs. They do help us with knee stability, pelvic stability. They do hip flexion, so helping to bring the knee up in front. So there's quite a lot of work going through the inner thighs as a runner. So making sure we stretch them out, they're not getting too tight. It's really important. Good, last few breaths here. We're relaxing on the out breath. Good. Now if you want to stay here, if you could tolerate this stretch a little bit longer, then I'd encourage you to do that. Otherwise, you can come up slowly, bring the knees in, and we are done.